are now tuned in to the PVD Horror Podcast. I'm Brandon and I'm joined by Dave. Today we have a really special episode. We're going to focus on the 2023 Fangoria Chainsaw Awards and celebrate and recognize the past year of the best in horror. You know, like Dave, year after year, it's been no surprise by the lack of love horror has been getting from like mainstream award shows. You know, we had a lot of great films in 2022. What were some of your favorite films?
Um, so my favorite films, I mean, there was like X, Black Phone. Why did I say Black Phone? That wasn't one of my favorites. It was one of your favorites.
Yeah,
You put me on the spot. Yeah. I mean, there was a ton of great films. And I think that you're right. I think that, it's needed to have its own platform because horror gets no love.
yeah.
It is
So,
not widely loved in the when it comes to mainstream film and those kind of like the Oscars and all that stuff. It's easily snubbed, right?
yeah. Was it like Mia Goth? So, you know, with Pearl and everything like that and X, that was one of the biggest films, you know, that was kind of snubbed that a lot of people kind of wanted to see like clean up at the award shows, but that didn't happen. But you know, with the Fangoria Chainsaw Awards, you know, something could happen. You know, things change. So
Absolutely. Yep. So the Fangoria Chainsaw Awards are a platform for talented individuals and teams in the horror genre to be recognized for their work. So, whether it's actors, directors, writers, special effects teams, the producers of scores for the films, it
yeah.
provides opportunity for everybody that's involved in these films to be acknowledged and appreciated by fans and peers.
Mhm.
So aside from that, it's also a way for us horror lovers to connect and be engaged with one another through the voting process, through kind of just having these discussions and, being able to actually watch the award shows and, be able to cheer on the films that we really loved.
Yeah.
Um, and the other part about this is it's just an opportunity to recognize and celebrate horror, science fiction, and fantasy all in one and
Mhm.
just kind of like be able to showcase the best in filmmaking, special effects, acting, all that stuff. And this is important to us lovers of horror, right?
Yeah, definitely. And I just want to say thanks to Fangoria sending us these sick Chainsaw Award shirts and pins, you know, so we appreciate that. And so also details on the award ceremony are going to be like announced at a later date. But last year they were streaming live on Shutter. So hopefully we're able to kind of have that set up again because I really enjoyed that awards show
Yeah.
last year, you know, being able to kind of watch it. I know that, you know, with the pandemic and everything kind of going on, it was kind of hard to get everyone in a room. Hopefully we will see something different, like a new setup, like maybe at a venue, you know.
Yeah.
What
Yep.
did you think about the award show last year?
Oh, I loved it. And, it brought me back to years ago when, what was it? The Scream Awards were
Yeah.
done like by
Yep.
Spike TV,
Mm-hmm.
which was such a cool idea. And like, just having Fangoria take it on, it just feels so fitting for the genre. And like just exactly what I think horror fans want to see is something with such notoriety, like kind of draw attention to the films that, deserved it.
Yeah, definitely. And also, you know, just being a fan of Fangoria, like you said, for years, you know, the best in horror and cult magazine since 1979. Like that's a long time to be like
That's
top
crazy.
horror, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm just happy to be able to, you know, be a subscriber to Fangoria magazine, you know. And so if you're not a Fangoria magazine subscriber, you can use the promo code PVD horror when checking out at shopfangoria.com. You will receive 20% off your entire order. This also applies to the first time subscribers. Your first or annual monthly payment, you will receive 20% discount off, and it all applies on merch and individual issues for
Yep.
different collectors and everything like that. Dave, how did you get into like Fangoria magazines?
I mean, it was just essentially that story of like, being at a store and seeing a horror movie magazine and being like, this exists,
Yeah,
and just absolutely loving it. I have a hard time remembering the very first time I saw Fangoria. I know I was, in a store and I was caught off guard seeing an image of like a film that I loved, and it was just like, holy shit, like this is awesome. So, I mean, that for me is just like, I think that's how most people from our age kind of discovered it, was just like stumbling across it and being like, wow, this actually exists. This is awesome.
Yeah.
How about you?
I would like same with you. You know, I mean, I would always go to like the supermarkets or wherever, and or Barnes and Nobles, and they would just like be right on the shelves. You know,
Yeah.
like, and go get like my video game magazines, and like you said, you know, wow, there's horror magazines here. But I have to say, like the first time like I probably really got hooked onto them the most was when I was in the hospital, and you had come to visit me, and you had like a stack of magazines, and I was just like, oh man, I appreciate this. And then so I was just like hooked, and just was able to read like nonstop of like all the magazines and catch up on a lot of back issues, because you gave me a lot of different ones, because you had double prints of some.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there was some from like a couple years before the situation had happened. So I think that was cool, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's awesome because sitting in a hospital is not much else to do. There's
Yeah.
only so many times you can watch like regular basic cable television.
Yeah.
But I love collecting like back editions.
Hmm.
So I picked up one recently, and it had Trickster from Brain Scan on the cover, and because I'm a huge Brain Scan fan,
Hmm.
so I was like, I gotta have that. But it's cool that like you can collect this thing that's actively making prints today, but still you can collect editions from like the 80s and see
Yeah.
films that we loved back then.
Yeah, it was kind of cool because for like a Valentine's Day gift, before I had received the back issue of Fangoria that had Friday the 13th, A New Beginning.
Oh, sweet.
So I thought that was cool, you know, going back and see like it was
Yeah,
like a little mint condition. So it was like got she had paid for it secondhand, so it was
that's
still in good
perfect.
condition. So you see there's a lot of people that like keep that stuff, you know,
Yeah.
in good condition to like resell and everything like that. So hey, and
You know,
also
it, I was just gonna say, the thing I love about it is like you today, like the horror collectibles are so like mass produced.
yeah,
They started to kind of lose a little bit of their specialness because of how easily you can obtain them. So like I find collecting something like this, something that actually existed in the time when like that film came out, and you're reading articles that were dated about at that time, that's
yeah,
special to me. So that's something that it just feels like, I don't know, a lot of fun to collect.
yeah. All right. Now, for everyone that's tuning in for this episode that are waiting for our picks and our decisions, you know, of who we think will win some of these categories. So I'm gonna start it off with the best wide release movie, and the nominees for this category is Barbarian, The Black Phone, Nope, Pearl, and X. Those are some great films right there. Dave, have you checked out all these films yet?
I've seen almost all of them. I haven't seen a couple, but I have a pick for this.
Okay. Now, for the films that you have seen, what would your choice be for this?
So it's funny because all of these films from the ones I've seen, I they're kind of all on the same level.
Yeah.
Um, I am probably gonna pick Nope as the
Yeah.
best wide release, and X was a close one, but there's a reason I picked Nope. I just think overall it's a pretty flawless film as far as like a wide release, and there's like, I don't know, there's just a lot of thought put into the film. It's very thoughtful. X was great too. I just feel like Nope just took it one step above and was
Yeah.
my pick for best wide release.
Yeah. The promotion and everything for Nope was like out of this world, because even when I
Yes.
had at the IMAX, you know, they had the, you know, like the streamers, the little
Yes.
the car dealerships, like the
Yeah.
little, like
Yeah.
they had that whole setup inside the theater, you know, and it kind of gave that feeling like, oh man, this is big time promotion being behind it. And like you said too, like the Black Phone, Barbarian, and Pearl and X, those are all great films, but
Yeah.
I have to agree with you, and I'm gonna have to choose Nope.
Oh, you surprised me. I thought you were going with X for this one.
No, I
That's all right.
yeah, X was a great film, but like, you know, overall, I think that Nope just had so much behind it. Like even at Universal Studios, they had that whole setup for the like the ranch and everything set
Yeah.
there, so you can go and see it, like kind of like feel like you were there and stuff like
Yep.
that. So X, it was that was like one of the like a surprise film for me
Mhm.
that did well. I didn't expect that film to do that great,
Yeah.
but it did.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome. All right. So the next category we got is best limited release movie. So the
mhm.
options for this one are Orphan, First Kill,
Yep.
Resurrection, Something in the Dirt, Terrifier 2, and Mad God. Now, Brandon, do you have? I'm going to ask you the same question you asked me last time. Did you see most of these films? Some of
I've
these films?
I've seen Orphan First Kill and Mad God and Terrifier 2.
Yeah.
I did not see Something in the Dirt and Resurrection.
Okay.
So, but my choice, like overall, because I feel as though this film is just going to clean up at the whole award show.
Orphan, First Kill.
Of course
I
not.
know. Yeah, just kidding.
Actually, that movie
I know
was
you.
but better than what I thought it would
Yeah,
be.
I know you had said you actually did enjoy it.
Yeah, it wasn't bad, but I'm gonna have to roll with Terrifier 2
Yeah.
on this, So I think hands down, like that film kind of like blew everybody away and did much better than they thought it would be.
I agree. Terrifier 2. I didn't see most of these films. Actually, Resurrection was on my list. I just never got to it.
Yeah,
I just Terrifier 2 was just it would be really hard for something to compete with that one
yeah,
for me, just because of how much I did enjoy it. It was just a lot of fun. It was crazy.
yeah.
And I just, it was unique. There's a,
Mhm.
it's not a flawless film. It's fun. It's unique. It's exactly what it wants to be. And I'm all for that.
Yeah, and I'm just happy that they were able to put like a whole story to it. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
kind of like
Yeah.
take art off the camera a little bit more and kind of
Yep.
focus on other people. That's what I think the first one kind of missed. But I don't think they were trying to do anything crazy with the first one.
Yeah.
But
I
you
agree.
know, so we'll see with the third one because I know they're already working on that. They have enough money now because how well this film has done in the
Oh my
theaters.
God.
So and streaming. So
So, I mean, I feel like we're going to be seeing a lot of Art the Clown over the years,
yeah, definitely.
which is cool. He's a great character. He's got a lot. There's a lot to him, even though he says nothing.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, it's just it's a great story just to have like this indie project do
Mm,
that well, be that talked about, and actually live up to some of the hype. I know not everybody's in agreement with this, but I think the majority of people I've talked to having their
yeah.
level of appreciation for Terrifiers, for the Terrifier films. So that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yep. And the next category we're gonna have is the best streaming premiere movie. And so the first film up we have Fresh, and then we have Hellraiser, Hellbender, Prey, and A Wounded Fawn. So
Okay,
those
it's
are
a good
some great,
category.
yeah, some great films right there. So
Yeah,
I know you probably seen a few on
I've
here.
seen actually most of these.
Okay.
The only one I didn't see was A Wounded Fawn. I kind of regret not seeing that because I'd wanted to, so I can't
Yep.
speak on that. I'm not gonna lie, I had a tough time in this category. There was a toss up for me, and it probably will be a surprise to most people. I think you probably can already guess.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed Fresh. I'm not a huge Prey fan. Not that it was a bad movie, it just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
Hellraiser and Hellbender, I really, really enjoyed.
Yeah.
I'm personally going to go with Hellbender.
Yeah.
And my reasoning for that is just I super enjoyed the film. I love the story of the family that made it. So,
Hmm.
I mean, I think that adds a little something, the fact that like we've actually gotten to talk to them and I kind of see like the dynamics of it's a family making this film.
Yeah.
But I also really enjoyed the film itself. I thought it was good. Super indie project.
Hmm.
Hellraiser was a very close one for me. I really enjoyed that one, but I'm going with Hellbender.
Yeah, that's also my choice too. I mean, just getting to know the family and just like you said, just the work that they put in together. I just think that's awesome as a family being able to complete these films. They're already working on their next film.
Yeah.
They already had two films before
Yep.
Hellbender,
Yep.
and they're just putting their foot in everything that they can, from music to fashion. So it's just like it's something that you like to see because it's like they're definitely just coming out full steam, doing everything they want to do and not holding back. So like
Yeah.
I definitely am gonna go with them because at the same time, like you said, Prey. I'm not like a big, huge Predator fan, and so I don't want people to knock that. But that was just a film that I couldn't get into.
Mhm.
I tried. Hellraiser. I thought it was a good adaptation. You know what I mean? Like both films, Prey and Hellraiser are on Hulu. You know, and
And
but
fresh. Is it? Wait, it was fresh
yeah,
Hulu.
Fresh
Yeah.
was Hulu too. And so, I feel as though like every other film on here had like big backing behind them. And, we had this independent film
Yeah.
Bender just coming out of nowhere. So this
Yeah.
is
It's truly an underdog story.
yeah,
So I think that's pretty awesome. And the album that they put together, the
yeah,
Hellbender album, if you guys can check it out, definitely do. It's pretty awesome. So, very talented family.
yeah,
Fresh was good. I mean, I feel
yeah.
like it came out earlier in the year, so it's not as no pun intended, it's not as fresh in my mind. But like, I did enjoy that. It just for
Yeah,
me was, I don't know. Again, I know it's horror, but these are more horror-ish to me. But
yeah.
okay. Um, Best international movie is next. This is one where I don't have a ton, I didn't watch a ton of these. So we have Hatching, The Innocents, Piggy, Salum. I don't
Yeah.
know how you say that. Saloum, and Speak No Evil. Did you see any of them, Brandon? I know you saw Hatching.
We've seen The Hatching, and I was going to start Piggy. That's another. I think that film is. I hear nothing but good things about it, so I
Okay.
have not been able to finish it. I haven't been able to finish it, but it's something I want to go back to. But I'm gonna have to go with Hatching on
Yeah.
this choice because out of all of them, that's probably the one I've seen. And we've had we were able to see this film before it came out and talk to the director and just kind of go over everything about the film. And so just that conversation we had was a great time, and the film was great. So
Yeah.
I'm going with The Hatching.
I went with that one because it's the only one I've seen as well. But
Yeah,
also, I mean, I genuinely, I don't feel bad about that pick. I really did like the film.
yeah, it was
I thought
great.
there was a lot of cool stuff about it. The creature's cool.
Hmm.
I like that it's like a dark fairy tale. It's like a grim fairy tale or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm happy for that one to get on this list.
Yep. And so the next category we have best first feature, which is Blood Relatives, Deadstream, The Sadness, and Watcher. And we're
And
all to the World's Fair.
yep.
So
Yeah,
wh- what
this
do you got?
one, I didn't get to check out We're All Going to the World's Fair. That was on my list to watch, and I'm really upset I didn't watch it before this because I feel like I was gonna like that one just from the general sense. And Alex G did the soundtrack to him, and he's one of my favorite artists.
Okay.
But a couple of them I did see here, and actually I just watched one last weekend that's on this list, and I think that's gonna be my pick. Deadstream.
Deadstream?
I freaking loved it. I love found footage. Everyone kind of knows that's a little bit of my like guilty pleasure.
Yep.
It's funny, it's
Yeah.
crazy, it's everything I wanted from that film. I didn't realize how funny it was going to be. I didn't like know it was like horror comedy-ish when I went into it. And then like I kind of got the gist almost immediately. And it wasn't like, oh wow, this is different than I thought. It was like, oh, this is cool. This is different than I
Yeah.
thought. So Deadstream was awesome.
Yeah, it was a great film. I know a lot of people who had a few complaints on it, like at first, even too, but that was the main thing. Like the main actor with the comedy, I think he was a little bit too much for a lot of people at
Yeah, it
first.
was annoying as hell.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
but I think that was a part of the film to kind of like give it that edge and kind of roll with it. If because it was like the same thing I was watching with my kids, and we actually had the link to see this before it came out. Shutter had sent that to us, and so
Yeah.
I started
Yep.
it, but I never finished it, and then I ended up finishing it like around like the week it came out, and I was like, all right, it's a great film, but I'm gonna have to go with The Sadness.
I figured, yeah.
Did you watch that?
I didn't, and that's why
Good.
I didn't pick it because I
Yeah.
do know that one got a lot of great reviews.
Yeah, The Sadness, that was just, I think that if you need to go back and check it out because that definitely took us back to that time of gore. Like it was
Mhm.
just like off the wall. It was fucking crazy. Um, Definitely one of the best films that I had seen last year. Like, and on that level of just craziness with Terrifier too, and
Yeah.
we also which was a great film. Um, you know, it was a great film,
Yep.
but it was just I think this was a really tough category. I
This
mean,
is. There was a
as
lot
far
of
as
good films in
features.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I definitely like them all, but I'm just gonna have to go with the sadness because it just gave that edge of just not holding back and kind of giving us what we haven't seen in a long time.
Cool.
So
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go and watch that soon. I can't believe I've actually not watched it yet. Just for one more thing with Deadstream, I feel like I know that guy is super annoying.
yep,
He reminds me of a lot of actual YouTubers though, and it like that for me was like I think they really did capture something very intentional, but
yeah.
also like super annoying. So if I just that was it was fun. It was like Evil Dead times something. All right, best lead performance is next.
Hmm.
So we got a long list here. Just bear with me. We got Anna Diop
Yep.
from Nanny, Isabel Furman from Orphan First Kill, Mia Goth from Pearl, Rebecca Hall from Resurrection, Daniel Kalea. How do you say? I can never say his last name from
Yeah,
Nope.
yeah, right.
Amber Mid Thunder from Prey, Maika Monroe from Watcher, Kiki Palmer from Nope, Josh Rubin from A Wounded Fawn, and Taylor Russell from Bones and All.
Hmm.
Tough one.
That's a tough category right there. All those nominees are great. Um, it's such a toss up because you have so many people on this list, and I'm just sitting here just like fuck
Yeah,
because I love like I said I loved Nope. I enjoyed Pearl, but I don't view that film as high as a lot of people are holding it
sure.
because I feel as though that have you watched that movie yet?
No,
Yeah,
no.
like because like
You actually hearing you and someone else talk about it, I was kind of like, I guess I'll put that off for a little bit because
yeah,
it just didn't sound as appealing as I originally thought it was going to be.
yeah, it's not a bad film, but it's just like just the coming down from X and then kind of like just it's kind of like okay, I expected more. So I think the next movie, the film Maxine, will definitely bring it back up. But looking at this list, man, I'm gonna have to go with Kiki Palmer for Nope because I I've seen her in so many films and TV shows. I think that like this role that she had in this film kind of took it next level because it was just like, she was just able to deliver and do so much. I think the whole cast of Nope like just killed it.
Yeah.
So I don't just looking at these lists because I've heard the film Bones and All. It was great. So Taylor Russell, it's hard, but I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
go with Kiki Palmer because she definitely held one of the biggest films that was at the box office on her shoulders in this film.
I
So
agree. And it's funny because I was thinking about Nope, and I was like, even though I really, it's a great film, and I can, I picked it for best world wide release. I
yeah,
also could say Daniel Kalea's performance
yeah,
was super flat to me. I know it was intentionally flat, but
yeah,
like didn't blow me away. So it's not like when even though I picked the film, I don't think I would pick his performance to be the
yeah.
top performance. I'm actually gonna like kind of throw a curveball here, and I'm gonna actually say Amber Mid Thunder from Prey, even though it
Okay,
wasn't super huge on the film.
yeah,
She did an amazing job. Like her performance was a lot of like communication without talking and communicating like emotions and just dealing with like and also like it's you're fighting something invisible. So
yeah,
like I think about how challenging that must be. I just think she did a really good job. That film is visually beautiful and the performances in it are stellar. Just like we said, it's just I'm not a Predator fan. I know you said you're not a Predator fan. Well,
yeah,
not Predator fans, but it's not like high on our list of types of films we like.
yeah,
So I will say I think her performance was one of the better ones. I do agree. Kiki Palmer was brought something to Nope that without
mhm,
her probably would have been a different film. Also, well, we'll get to a best supporting actually. But yeah, so that's our picks for that.
yeah. So next we have best supporting performance. First, we have Jamie Clayton from Hellraiser, Ethan Hawke from The Black Phone, Justin Long from Barbarian, uh, what is that? Melina McGraw from Black Phone.
Madeline.
Oh yeah. Oh, all right. Jenna Ortega from Scream. It's just who the hell is Brittany X? Brittany Snow.
Brittany Snow. She's the blonde one from X.
Okay.
The when they're pumping the gas and she's the porn
Okay.
star one. Yeah. Rachel
Steven.
Sano, is that?
Yeah, there's a lot of fucking crazy names on here. Your boy Steven from
Even Young,
Dead,
yeah.
Walking Dead.
And Kristen Stewart in Crimes of the Future.
Yeah. All right. It's
And
bodies,
so that's,
bodies. I don't know. I
yep,
don't know about
it's a
that. I
long
don't know.
list.
That's yeah.
All
Where you
right.
go? Where you
So
going from it?
when I was looking at this list, I have a little bit of a toss up here. I actually love Stephen Young's character in Nope.
Yeah.
I think he did an awesome job because that was like a character that was very kind of different than what we've seen in the past with Walking Dead, and even in the one where he's in the office and the virus is going on. I can't remember what the name of that film is.
Yeah.
And so I think he did a great job. And I also think Ethan Hawke's character in Black Phone was
Mhm.
great. A little bit of a toss up there. I think I'll probably go with Ethan Hawke. I think his
Yeah.
performance was the best part of Black Phone to me.
Yeah.
I didn't dislike Black Phone, but it just wasn't like the supernatural part didn't connect for me. But Ethan
Yeah.
Hawke, I really liked that character.
Yeah. I'll have to agree with you on that too, because just that film alone, I was the grabber for Halloween. I
Yeah,
just think that Ethan Hawke definitely set the tone for that role and kind of just made it more creepy. I know I said something before, and when we were talking about it, just like I wish that it showed more kills, but I think his character like did so well in it that you didn't really even have to see him to kind
yeah,
of like focus on that.
yep,
So yeah, he definitely did his thing in this film, and I have to go with him also. But there was a
yeah.
lot of, like you said, I'm also with you with everyone on Nope. But yeah, I'm gonna have to
Okay.
go with Ethan Hawke all
And
day.
Jamie Clayton in Hellraiser, like I felt like Pinhead wasn't as prominent of a figure in the film, like to be the best supporting character. Like obviously Pinhead was like her character of Pinhead was a big in the film, but I didn't feel like it carried the film per se.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, no, and Jenna Ortega and Scream, she was great too. But yeah, I feel like the two, Ethan Hawke and Stephen Young, were definitely like the two best ones in that category.
all right.
Best director. So we have Zach Kreger of Barbarian, Jordan
Mhm.
Peele of Nope, David Cronenberg of Crimes of the Future, Chloe Okuno of Watcher, and Ty West from X. Who do you got?
Okay. Best director. All right. So I'm gonna have to shake it up a little bit because I have to give X some love. I'm gonna go with Ty West because I'm a big Ty West fan from back in the day.
Yep. Yep.
So because I feel as though I can easily give this to Jordan Peele, but I'm gonna roll with Ty West because it's come on, X has to win something on this award show.
So I mean, and that's a good pick because if you think about it too, I mean, this is different than House of the Devil. I mean, he
Yeah.
does like stylistic, like retro-ish
Mhm.
films, but this is like a very different direction than his
Yeah.
previous films. So that was cool for him to like go and set out on such a limb and create something that could have probably have gone a totally different way if it wasn't received as well as it was.
Yeah. Because even when I first seen this film, I was just like you said, it didn't seem like a film that he would do, and it seemed like one of those films like, hey, like how we talk to some of the directors in the field sometimes, and they say like, hey, they give us this opportunity to say, hey, do this film, and if you do this film, then we can let you do your film down the road. That's what
Yeah.
this felt like at first, but then it was just like, okay, well, he kind of knocked out the park with it. like
Mhm.
like I said, I kind of like got that feeling when I seen the trailer and everything, and when I was first going through it and watched the first time. But I was just like, all right, maybe this is something that he really truly wanted to do because he was gone for so many years,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then I think that the film that he probably really wanted to do was Pearl. and so it kind of like slows it down and brings you back to that older style of him a
Mhm.
little bit more than what X is. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Ty West. What about you? You
I,
going
I
with
did I did pick Jordan Peele for this one,
yeah.
just because I love the details, like the themes that he puts in without like sometimes they're more subtle than direct. There's a lot about Jordan Peele films that I love. So I
Mhm.
did pick him, but I completely agree with everything you're saying about the Ty West film.
Yeah.
Also, like shout out, I know we kind of were like shitting on, hip hop artists being in films, but shout out to Kid Cudi. He did a great job in this one.
Yeah. I just like I said before, it's all about like if they're able to do and take it
Yeah.
serious and
Oh, he
everything like
did.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so yeah, he he did a great job. You know, what I mean, he got the edge on most
Yeah.
rappers and singers and everything like that. So I give that to him too. So
It's funny.
congratulations,
I was
Cuddy.
gonna send you a post today because somebody posted the top films from the '90s with the hip hop artist trope, and it was like I forgot Redman was in one of the like Bride of
See the
Chucky or
Chucky.
something like that.
See
Seed
the
of Chucky.
Chucky. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. There was a bunch of them we missed. Rod Digger and 13 Ghosts.
Yeah, she
Uh,
didn't do bad in that though.
yeah, she was pretty decent.
That's what I mean. You know, it's like if somebody, I know that a lot of people want to like take the craft serious. Some people are just like, okay, like I'm in this, but
Yeah.
it's never like, and that's what I'm saying. It was never shitting on them, and it's more towards the people making the films
Yeah.
and the
It was
studios.
a trope that they used to get people to
Yeah.
come and see the film
Hmm.
and to say that they used a black person, right? It's like, I
Yeah.
mean, in all honesty. Um, yeah. All right. So
All
getting off
right.
my soapbox about that.
All right. So next we're gonna go with the best screenplay. So the first one we're gonna go with The Black Phone, Barbarian, Pearl, Nope, or The Menu.
Yeah.
Who are we rolling with?
So this is gonna sound strange, but I actually think I'll pick the black phone for this one.
Okay.
For the screenplay itself. Like I said, I didn't love the film as far as like that supernatural element that they added to it, but
Hmm.
it was like, put the screenplay for it seemed like it was well directed and put
Yeah.
together. It was, I think they did a good job with that work. Just, I can't fault it for just not being a film. Like I said, like the supernatural element just kind of took me out of it, but
Yeah.
that's not a fault of the film, and a lot of people love that about that film. So
Hmm. For me, I'm gonna have to roll with Barbarian. Just because I was just able to have the twists and turns of like, okay, where the fuck am I going? What the hell is this? And then kind of like we talk all the time, films that kind of leave you like, what the fuck did I watch? What the hell just happened?
yep.
Out of all these films right here, you know, besides Nope, Barbarian was just one of those films that kind of left me like, what the, you know?
Yep.
So, and with the menu, did you watch the movie yet?
And yeah, no.
Yeah, see, a lot of people love it, but I feel as though like after like the first hit, it just was like really stale to me. It kind of just was like, okay, like nothing else kind of surprised me. And it just kind of rolled with that whole thing where everything you kind of just could guess what was gonna happen next. So
Yeah.
shout out to everybody that loved the menu though. I'm not shitting on it. But I think Barbarian was just definitely that film. Like it was a fun ride. So and left you like, what the fuck did I just watch? So I have to go with that.
Okay. Next category is best cinematography. So we have Wounded Fawn, uh, Shua Genfield. Wow, I'm not gonna be able to say that name.
Yeah.
Rob Hardy from Men, Elliot Rocket from Pearl, and X, or Hoyt van Hoytema from Nope. These are some names right here. I like that.
Yeah.
Challenging us. Thank you, Fangoria, for putting these names here. I'm surprised they didn't put Prey on this list, because the cinematography for Prey was actually the best part of that film.
Yeah.
But it's not.
there's a lot of great films right here that's set up, but I would have to say Pearl in this film because like that is a big thing that this film had was able to lean on, from everything else. Like I said, it was kind of like slow, but just
Mhm.
the visuals of everything of this film was just like, okay, that's what grabs a lot of people and
Yep.
that people really loved about that film. So I'm gonna have to give Pearl this award.
Essentially for the same reasons, I'm going to go with X. And I haven't seen Pearl, but I
Yeah.
felt like they really captured the scenery really well to
Yep.
create the atmosphere and just like everything stylistically. It just looked exactly like that time that they were trying to have us be in that exact environment. I just felt like you couldn't have that film wouldn't have been as effective had the cinematography not been as perfect for it. So
Yeah. You can't go wrong either film. Both films
yeah,
are great. So well,
I mean, this is a great year for films
yeah.
for this kind of like thing.
Mhm.
It's true.
Next, we have the best score. So we're gonna roll with Nope, Men, Earl, Halloween Ends, Bones and All. Who are you going with? What film
Uh,
are you going with?
so this is a tough one.
Yeah,
I mean, I have, like I said, I haven't seen Pearl. I didn't see Men. I didn't see Bones and All. I've
yeah.
seen Halloween Ends. I mean, it's the Halloween theme song and like the score. I don't know. Can you actually not choose that? Um, I'm just gonna go with the Halloween Ends. I mean, it's the OG of Halloween scores. So come on.
I just think it's funny now that I actually pay attention to this thing. Like, it's not even put up in best wide release. It's just the only
No,
thing that this is ranked for or
it's a score.
nominated for is a score.
And how do you not nominate John Carpenter if he's involved
Yeah.
in something? So yeah.
Um, I would. I loved and Nope how they did the I wear my sunglasses at night with that chopped and screwed style and everything
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. But I don't know if that really counts with it though.
Yeah, I don't think like the
Yeah.
trailer
Uh,
song does.
oh, it was in the film though,
Oh, they
but
used it in the film too. Yeah.
yeah, that part when the house is when the blood and everything's falling on the house and he was in
Oh
the
yeah, yeah, yep.
yeah. But you know what? I'll give Halloween Ends this. I'll give John Carpenter and his son some love. You know what I mean? So well, we'll go with Halloween Ends. That I think that's the only thing I'll ever give this franchise the new trilogy award for.
I didn't realize Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross did the score for Bones and All. And now I'm kind of
Hmm.
wishing I had seen that
Yeah,
because I'm sure that's a good score. Shout out to Cody Carpenter though.
yeah, Bones and All. I heard nothing but great things about that film, but I missed it when it was in theaters
Yeah.
and Apple TV and everybody else. They just had that weird system of how you can rent the film for 19.99 for like 24 hours or 48 hours. And like I'm not down for that. I'm like
Nope.
I want to if I'm paying 19.99 for something, I want to buy it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm not renting it.
Oh,
So that's the thing that made me miss that film because I was just like, damn, I really want to watch this, but you know what? It's not that I'm cheap. I'm not paying 19.99 for a rental. So
no, I'm the cheap one out of the two of us, and I ain't paying 19.99.
see, I paid 19.99 for Pearl to buy. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
buy.
yeah. To actually own, to hold in your hands. All right. So next one is best costume design. So we have Nope. We have Prey. I like how we're just saying the titles of the films now. We're not going to
Yeah.
bother. These names are like, yeah. So we got Nope. We got Prey, The Munsters, Crimes of the Future, and Pearl.
Hmm.
What do you got?
See, well, I didn't watch the Munsters long enough to look at the whole wardrobe of everything like
Same.
that. 'Cause the movie probably was on like 10 minutes and I shut it off. So, but from what I did see, I think they definitely nailed what the characters look like. Uh
Costume
Pearl,
wise. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. But Pearl, like it had the whole Wizard of Oz vibe to it. Um, I'm gonna go with the monsters because we gave Pearl some love already. We gave Prey and we gave Nope some love. So like the same way, the only way that this will get an award is for costume design for me is the
Right.
monsters.
All right. I'm gonna go with Prey again. Another thing, like I said, I love the visuals in it. Like I didn't care for the film as much, but like the costumes, the setting, and everything,
Yeah.
super beautiful. I really did enjoy like that element into it. When the movie started, I was like, oh, I think I'm gonna like this. It looked like they wouldn't have like the indigenous individuals there. They looked super authentic,
Yeah.
and that was cool. So I am gonna go with them for best costume design.
Not a bad choice.
A
You
month.
can't go wrong. You can't go
No,
wrong. Good
except
choice.
monsters. I don't know.
No, I'm saying
No, you're
they
right though.
go wrong.
Costume, like setting wise and costume wise, that was okay.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
man,
what I'm
that was
saying.
a tough
I'm not.
thing to
That's
watch
why I
though.
said I watched the movie for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, same. I don't know.
Mhm.
I made 10.
All right. The next category is best makeup FX. So we have Crimes of the Future, Barbarian, Terrifier 2, Hellraiser, and X.
Hmm.
What are you going with?
All right. This is super tough because we have some films here that really did a lot of stuff with the makeup effects.
Yeah.
I could make an argument for Hellraiser. I
Yep.
could definitely make an argument for X.
Yep.
I haven't seen Crimes of the Future, but I did hear some great things about the FX and that.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to go with Terrifier 2 because I don't know how you don't go with it because strictly because of like all the gore, all like the the stuff that they had to do for makeup effects. It crazy.
Yeah.
I thought
Nuts.
they did a great job. I know it's like practical effects they're using, the
Mm-hmm.
makeup for everybody and like yeah. So that was
Yeah.
my pick. Terrifier 2.
I'm gonna have to go with you too, but I'm gonna have to go with Terrifier 2 also. But X, I have to say they did a great job because I didn't even know that was Mia Goth until the end of the film. You know what I mean? Like the old lady playing, she was
Yep.
Pearl. I didn't even know. I'm just like, but I knew something was up because I heard the voice, and I'm like, I don't think this is not an old lady
Yeah.
or anything like that. And so, like, the old people, the couple, they definitely did a good job with making them look that age. But my main thing with that was the voice was a little bit off.
Yeah.
And so, but they definitely did a good job with the FX.
I
So
mean, yeah, that her and the old guy was actually played by Kid Cudi.
yeah.
No, he wasn't.
No,
Who was the old
I'm
guy
sitting there
played
just like
by?
I'm
Do we
like
know?
yeah. I'm like yeah. I'm like I didn't hear
No.
about that, but I'm just like okay, I roll with you on it. I'm not gonna sit there and say no, the fuck he ain't. I'm like okay.
Their makeup was like great, like all the freckles and the stuff they like the details they added to make it look like real skin was super cool.
Yeah.
All right, so best creature FX. So we have Prey, Hatching, VHS 99, Jurassic World Dominion. I don't know where the fuck that came from in this list, and Nope.
Jurassic World. Why is it here?
I have no idea. I guess we're considering that horror,
I
but
don't know.
this is
Somebody
a tough category.
somebody paid that off. This is
Yeah.
uh,
What do you got for this one, Brandon? This is a tough one.
I'm gonna have to go with the hatching.
Okay, great
You
pick.
know what I mean? Because the hatching because that also had the same team from Jurassic Park that did the creature. So I remember talking to the director about that,
Yep.
about just the creature itself. And just for that type of film. And so I'm not even sure which film that they're doing it from for VHS 99 because there was a few different creatures in that film. So like
Yeah.
I can't even pinpoint which one. Um Nope. I have to say I wasn't really happy with the last look of the creature. It was a little bit too flowery, so I'm gonna have to go with the hatching.
Okay.
So
Great pick. I almost went in that one, but I did end up taking VHS 99 for one reason specifically.
mhm.
The segment where they're on that like strange, like different universe, looks like they're on Mars almost. And
Yep.
those creatures that are all around it. I loved that creature effects. So I picked VHS 99 for this one, just mainly just for that segment.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So I guess you can go with either one. So
I'm assuming that they were kind of capturing the whole film. That's why I wasn't sure.
yeah, not a bad pick. Like I said, like any one you pick inside this film, you can't go wrong. But
Yeah,
I don't, I
this
don't know about
category
Jurassic
was.
Park though.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I didn't like that movie.
Me neither. I thought it was boring as shit.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like, how many times can you just keep pinning like, oh, here comes this other dinosaur that's now going to give us a hard time? It's like, Jesus
well.
Christ,
Here's
dude.
the main thing I notice about that this franchise. The third movie always sucks. The first two are always like fine, but when it gets to the third movie, it sucks because
Yeah.
part three of Jurassic Park, that's when like T-Rex was like walking through the city and that
Yeah.
commercial, and then it's like he walks up to like the window and the little girl's just sitting there. Like that movie sucked, part three. So
So
if you like,
how many Jurassic Parks are we at now? They're like
I
12?
don't know if you
Something crazy. Yeah.
they lost me on this one, so I don't know. You know, here's you know what? We have a one of your favorites right here. We have the next category is best documentary features.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go with the found footage phenomenon and In Search of Darkness 3, Living with Chucky, Pennywise, The Story of It, and This Is Guar. I've I've seen In Search of Darkness 3. Half of it, I didn't finish it yet.
It's a
That
long
just
film.
that just released.
Yeah.
So I know you've seen probably another one that was on here.
Yep. I've seen
Yeah.
Pennywise, The Story of It. I've seen part of found footage phenomenon. I didn't finish yet. And I started to
Mm-hmm.
watch In Search of Darkness as well. Have not finished it. I hands down feel totally confident even without seeing all the films. I
Yeah.
absolutely loved Pennywise, The Story of It. John Campo Piano from our area was heavily involved in this. He did the screening of it over in Providence at the Columbus Theater. Every second of that documentary, I was like totally just enthralled. They got almost every actor who is still alive to do like a little segment, a little kind of description of what that experience was like for them. And he just was super thorough and not boring whatsoever. So I definitely picked that one.
I'm gonna have to go with In Search of Darkness. I know Living with Chucky. I think it's just released, so it's not even. I don't even think it's like out yet, but
Mhm.
looks a little weird to me. But I'm gonna have to go with In Search of Darkness.
Now, I have not seen part one or two of In Search of Darkness, but
They're great.
that's what I keep hearing. So I definitely have to get on that series. All right. Let's get through the next few rather quickly. We're getting towards the end of this list here. So, best nonfiction series or miniseries, we have 101 scariest horror moments of all time, Curse Films 2, The Boulet Brothers, Dracula, Titans,
Mm.
Joe Bob's Ghoul Tide Get Together, or Queer for Fear. Brandon, do you have a pick for this one?
I'm gonna go with 101 scariest horror movie moments of all time.
Cool.
Curse Films 2 was great too, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go with what I chose first.
I picked Cursed Films too for this one. I
Yeah,
really enjoyed the films they chose for it, and just they go into a lot of detail over those things. So I thought that was great.
yeah. And the next category we have is best series. So we have The Cabinet of Curiosities, Chucky, Stranger Things, and What We Do in the Shadows, and Yellow Jackets. We
Yeah.
go.
Stranger Things. I'm a big fan of What We Do in Shadows. I'm just not
Mhm.
caught up yet.
Yeah,
So, and I am all caught up in Stranger Things. So that's my pick.
yeah. I think Stranger Things definitely killed it with this last past season, and I'm definitely looking forward to what they have next. So hopefully we don't have to wait another 4 or 5 years because I don't think
Yeah,
it's
seriously.
gonna last a little bit long. But Chucky, I know a lot of fans out there continue to love it and support it. I'm
Yeah.
happy for it. So
Yeah, it's cool having something Chucky related that doesn't suck.
yeah,
So that's awesome. All right. So our last category, and I think this will be a brief one because I don't think we've seen any of these, is best short. So the options for that are Blink, Close Your Eyes, Guts, Meet Friend, and Oh Glory. As I said, we haven't seen any of them. So I have no freaking clue, but they all sound cool. So
How about we just put them all together? So blink your eyes, guts, meet glory. Oh, glory. There we go.
there you
Go with
go.
all of them.
Yes. So good luck to all those. I don't know who will win that category. And yeah, that wraps up the nominees and our picks. So
make sure you use code PVD Horror on any Fangoria purchase. We appreciate Fangoria and everything they've been doing with us this last couple months. So definitely check them out. Buy some merch. You know, get yourself a shirt, a pin, a hat, some magazines, something, whatever you want. Fangoria.
Yeah, do it. Get those back issues.
Yeah.
And we are glad you guys listened to this. And hopefully you, as you're doing this and listening, you're making your own picks. And we'd love to know how you compare it to ours. So feel free to leave us some feedback on social media or wherever you guys talk to us. And we'll catch you guys later.
Take it easy.
Have a good night.